I don't ever remember feeling like this. But I'm out here in these YouTube streets. So I want you to get your fingers. I don't know what you're doing. I want you to get your mouse. I want you to check me out. And I want you to check me out. Get ready to do this. It's the relationship rehab. Like, share, and subscribe. We coming at you live. So come on, let's take a ride. Hit subscribe to United Guns of America. Just click that link and listen up to what I'm telling you. It's the relationship rehab. Click that link right now. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Brian Redmond, and I just want y'all to subscribe to my channel. You know what I'm saying? I want you to let me know what you think. I'm gonna talk about some things, you can talk about some things, and we can do our thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's all about having a conversation, right? I mean, if we can't talk to each other, then, I mean, what are we really here for? I want y'all to be able to just come over to my channel, talk to me about what's going on with you, and I can tell you what's going on with me, and we can feel some things. You know what I'm saying? That's all about growth, baby. So click that link, go ahead and swipe on your phone, whatever you gotta do. Share my content. It's just get me out here, baby. Cause we just talking, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I like doing what I'm doing because it's about the people. It's about us having a conversation with each other. It's about us discussing whatever needs to be discussed. And on these YouTube streets, this is the best place to do it, baby. Like, share, and subscribe. That's right. Click the link. Click the link. Yeah. I just want to say thank you to everybody that's out here that's already subscribed. You know what I'm saying? Cause y'all ain't the first one, and y'all ain't the last one. So I just want to give a shout out to everybody that click the link, that click the share, and then subscribe to your boy. Cause we gon' grow this thing together, baby. Relationship rehabbing, United Guns of America. To the world, blow up, baby. Yeah. Click the link, baby. Click the link, baby. Yeah. Hey, I just wanted to send a shout out to all y'all. I love y'all. That's why I do this. It's for the love of us, baby. I appreciate all of y'all. We gon' do this thing. We gon' do this thing right here, baby. Hey, look, if you at a computer right now, just go ahead and click your link. What else you got to lose, baby? Tell me what you think. Hit the comment section. You can jump on the live panel. We do it all here. That's what it's all about. So come holler at your boy. I've been doing this for years, but I just got onto this YouTube thing. So hey, let's see what it do and where it can go. To United Guns of America. Just click the link and listen up to what I'm telling you, telling you, telling you, telling you, telling you. Yo, what's going on, everybody? I am Brian Redmond, and this is the Relationship Rehab, and I am back one more again for yet another show, and I must first start off with two things. Number one is an apology. Yes, it's an apology. I must apologize and atone for the fact that I have not been live in almost a week, 8 days, some shit like that. And the reason why I have not been live is because I literally lost my voice. I had a cough and my voice was terrible. Now, sometimes my voice can be a little shaky and I can still do the show, but I literally couldn't talk 2 sentences without having a cough or having to sniff or sneeze, and I literally just could not do the show. So I do apologize. I have missed y'all. I know y'all been like, where the hell is this nigga at? But that's where I've been. I literally been just sitting here like, damn, I can't go. Then last night, my voice was ready, but I had technical difficulties, and by the time I got my system back together again, it was after 12 o'clock. So, but I'm here now. I'm back. And hey, y'all can look forward to seeing me talk my talk and say what I need to say on a regular basis one more again. So with that being said, I had to get that out the way. I had to apologize to y'all because I understand the fact that I have a responsibility to you guys to do shows, produce content, and I could not do that. And for that, I am truly sorry. Second, if you have not noticed, shout out to my cousin Corey for putting me on with the official. Matter of fact, I got to move this. Yeah, the official The Relationship Rehab shirt. Yes, the shirt is out. I hope y'all like it. This is just a standard. This is the first time go around mock up, but I like it, and I hope that y'all like it. I will be having these shirts available for sale shortly. It's a couple of other ones that I got. So over the next few days, next few shows, I will be wearing the different shirts that we got. We will be doing some more. And hey, if y'all got any ideas or anything for a shirt, by all means, I'm open to suggestions. But I definitely do like this one. I got a black one like this. I mean, we just went straight basic just for the mock-ups. We went like black and white. Like I got a black shirt like this, you got a white shirt like this. So we just did that just initially just to see how it looks. Yes, of course, we will have female shirts. I won't forget about the ladies. Don't y'all worry. I ain't gonna be able to go into all the little bathing suits and all that stuff, but we definitely will have male and female shirts. Absolutely. Absolutely, tootly. So, I definitely wanted to let you guys see this. Like I said, I'll be wearing the other ones as the shows I do. I got like I think it's 4 of them right now, 4 or 5 of them we got right now. But we're gonna be working on some other ones. And yes, I'm definitely gonna put the little YouTube thing on here somewhere, maybe on the bottom or something, and subscribe or whatever. But I just wanted to see how it would look. Shirts are nice quality. We got them young gildings in effect, so it ain't gonna be where you order this shirt and then you get some old thin ass bullshit Walmart special shirt. Nope. You ain't getting that. You getting the nice quality, the nice heavy cotton where you can wash it and it ain't gonna fuck up. He said, get a shirt that says, what? What? I can do it for you now. What? I couldn't even do that, y'all. My voice was that bad. I couldn't even do the what. And y'all know that that's part of my stilo. That's part of my shtick. I think I'm gonna keep that mic here. I was practicing with that last night, putting the what mic here so I could just, because I just kind of want to be able to lean into it. Like if I'm talking, I could just be like, what? I could just do that. See how that works? I think I'm gonna leave it there because I was fooling around with it yesterday when I was rearranging some stuff and messing with some settings. So I think that's gonna be good. But yes, definitely the shirts is on the way. I think I'm gonna try to set up one of them little stores, depending on how much that shit costs or whatever the case may be. But we back, and I'm back with some more shit. Definitely gonna make sure I can hit a few people with these shirts. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely gonna send out some. And you know what? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna check into the cost of it, but I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this be something I can send to those who've been like members for like 6 months or something. Like if you become a member for 6 months, you get a shirt. Maybe I could do that. I'm gonna have to look into the money. Don't hold me to that shit just yet. I gotta look into the money aspect of it. I ain't one of them motherfuckers that just be like, yes, I ain't gonna go Oprah Winfrey on y'all motherfuckers. Be like, a shirt for you, a shirt for you, and a shirt for you. I ain't got that Oprah money. But I think maybe that's something I can do. Especially and especially I need to do something for my dedicated, I mean my peoples that's been here since my A1, since day ones, the people that donate, yup, people that donate on a consistent basis. I ain't talking about them twos and fews. I'm talking about them people that be dropping the dubs and the 25s and the 50s and the hundreds. I think I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna figure that part out and I'm gonna do something. Yes, I'm definitely gonna do that. And I'll just have it to where you could just like email me your address and I could just send the shirt out. And I could do that maybe like once a month or something like that. Send out the shirts for those people that, like I said, that's been definitely platform supporters, the rehabbers, Rehab Nation. I got to do something for y'all because y'all do a lot for me. And I love y'all, god damn it. But yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna do that. So no worries. We take care of each other. We all family. It's all good. Hey, don't worry about it, Sith. Don't worry about it. Hey, man, you just come here, click that motherfucking like. And make sure you subscribe to the UGOA and you good. That's the only thing I ask for people who come here on the regular. Click the like button and subscribe. But for those of you that do get money and can make it rain on your boy, I thank you and I appreciate you and need more like you. So, that was that, right? I talked about the shirts, talked about why my black ass ain't been live, and I think I'm here. Let's see, I think we good. So yeah, but I'm definitely gonna do something special for y'all. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the vibes of it. I can feel y'all asking me for it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna work that out. Yep. Especially see like my moderator, like CJ Gunn. CJ Gunn is a perfect example. I'm talking like straight dedication. Show up all the damn time. Been showing up for years to help a brother out to make sure he do, simple shit like pin the message up in the chat and she do it on both channels for your boy. Hey, that kind of stuff. Those are the kind of people I got to just give something back to. Those people that's been here, always checking in with your boy, saying what's happening with your boy. See what I mean? Like they call me B, sent me $50 for the show. Those are people I gotta like do something for. You know what I'm saying? Because they've been here. So we gonna get that hooked up. Like I said, I'm gonna wait until I show y'all the rest of the shirts, and then we gonna come up with something, and we gonna do that. That ain't nothing. We gonna figure that out. I'm gonna figure that out, and we gonna get these shirts off, and we gonna get these people out here. So without further ado, let's go into my favorite part of the show, and then we are going to get it cracking.
Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
Wolf Bear said, just give out the shirts. Boy, I tell y'all motherfuckers be killing me in the chat. He said, just give out the shirts that come 3 in a pack from Citgo. I didn't even know Citgo sold shirts. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I know what I meant to tell y'all. Hold on, I got to get my timer together. Hold on. All right, look. I'm going to tell this story real quick. Put my time up there, my nigga time on my nigga saying. Get that going. So, let me tell y'all this quick story. I have realized that not only have I gotten older in age, because y'all know a brother turned 48 this year. Yup. Shout out to me. I'm 48. And not only have I gotten older, but I realized that I've actually grown as a human being. I've grown and I've gotten a little bit more mature. And I was really proud of myself. I really am. I have when I always know that I'm growing because I'm always trying to be better, be a better person and do those things. But when you see your growth in action, it's really inspiring. And I must say that I feel as though the other day, that was Tuesday. Was that yesterday? Because today Wednesday. Yes, that was yesterday. Yesterday, I grew as an individual. I literally saw myself become a better version of myself. Let me tell you what happened. So every Tuesday and Thursday, I go to the gym. Those are my workout days. Go to the gym, hit the gym, get it cracking. I got a trainer on one of them days on Tuesday. So I'm like, on Tuesday, I usually go, I have my training session. And then on Thursday, I usually repeat what the trainer has shown me, right? So that routine or whatever. So on Tuesday, because it's an appointment, I got to be on time. So I'm leaving work, making my way downtown, driving fast, honking the horn. I'm just making my way. I get down there and I'm arriving. I'm making good time. I'm good. I'm not like in a rush, but I'm there. See, look at that. Crestline Iceberg, platinum platform supporter for over 10 months. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to you, bro. Excuse me. So I get to the gym, and in the gym there's a parking garage. So I go in the parking garage like I normally do, like I always have done. I'm in the parking garage and I'm going up, and it seems today, sometimes the gym is just a little extra packed. So usually I park like on the first level or the second level. So I'm going around. I'm like, damn, it's a lot of cars in here today. So it must be a lot of people at the gym. Cool. So I come up on the second little level and I go around and I see a spot that I can like pull directly into. However, because I'm in an SUV, I don't want to pull right into it. I want to back into it. I want to reverse in, right? So when I'm coming out, I can just pull straight out because there's a car and then there's the spot, and then you got those the barrier things, the little concrete barrier things. So it's not a tight fit, but it's just easier to back in now. So when I come out, I can just pull straight out. So I'm getting ready to go. I see the spot, hit the brakes, right? Come to a slow stop, and then I begin to do a 3-point turn, right? Where you just go like this and go like that. I'm gonna bag right in. So as soon as I do that and I turn and I'm getting ready to bag in, car just zips. I mean, like hits the gas, like woo, like I knew that the car was coming in because I heard the person step on the gas. That's how quickly this person had to get in, because I know it's like it's about 4 cars behind me. So this dude like hits the gas, and when the person stops, it's not a brake screech, but it's a slight one. You can hear it like that. It wasn't like stir. He didn't do that, but he got in there like that. So I'm like, wow, like you really gonna do this? And I'm like, I can't believe this motherfucker just gonna pull in like that, knowing I'm about to back in, knowing that I'm in the garage to park. And I slowed down and everything, and he could clearly see, oh yeah, this guy's going for this spot. So I'm pulling out, and I'm like awkward now because there's other cars now waiting to see, and they watching this shit unfold. And I look, and I was like, nah, I can't let this nigga get away with this shit. Let the fucking window down, and I go right, like I'm already in my mind, just the way that I'm wired. I don't never talk shit or say shit to nobody, not expecting shit to go to the max. Right? So I'm like, nah, fuck that. I can't hold my peace. I can't. So I'm like, damn. I'm looking out. I'm like, so I let my fucking window down. I'm like, damn. So you just gonna take the fucking spot like that, huh? So I'm like, so the dude, he kind of, and it's this white boy, he get out the car, he's out the car already, and he tries to act like he can't hear me. And he's like, what? He gives me that. So then, now I'm really pissed. So I said, motherfucker, you heard me. You just gonna be a dick and fucking take the spot? I said, what the fuck is wrong with you, asshole? Calling them names, ready to kick it the fuck off. I'm like, I got my Glock 17. I'm ready to rock and roll. Whatever the fuck you want to do, niggas, what you want to do. 12 deuce, wild hunters, nigga. I'm ready. Low down, bitch. I'm turned up. Then he says, I didn't know you were going to park there. I said, you a lying mother. This is me. I'm like, you a lying motherfucker, you piece of shit. You knew I was going to park there. That's why your punk ass zipped in there. What the fuck, man? So then he says, well, I mean, what do you want me to do? You want me to back out? Now, here's where I grew. Old Brian would have been like, hell motherfucking yeah, nigga, I want my spot, bitch. That's what old Brian would have did. But let me tell you what I said. I said, nah, man, I don't want you to back out. I just want you to have some respect for other people. It was like you know how when they show cartoons and they have like the saint and the devil part on each shoulder. It was like my inner self looked at me and was like, what? Like, I just said that? I was surprised that I said that. I said, no, man, I don't want you to fucking back out. I just want you to have some respect for other people. The white boy then says, damn. He says, you know what, man? I'm sorry. And then I was like, I gave him that. I gave him that. I gave him this nigga nod. I was like, man, put my shit back in drive. In Witten Park. I could not believe I said that. I was so shocked at myself for saying that. Cause I swear on everything I love. As we used to say back in the day, on Hoover Head, folk, I swear I would have made that nigga move out that spot. I swear I would have. I'm telling y'all right now, if anybody would have asked me and said, hey man, what would you do if you did this and you got into it with a motherfucker and he said you want me to move? I'd be like, hell yeah, nigga, I want you to move. That's my spot. That's what I would have said. I couldn't believe it. I actually said, nah, man, I don't want you to move. I just want you to have some respect for other people. It kind of reminded me of something. That's what my daddy would have said. So I'm like, as I'm parking, I look at my watch. I'm still on time for my session. So I'm good. But I was pissed off that motherfucker took my spot. But as I said, I was like, damn, that's something Pops would have said. And it just made me feel so good. And I was still pissed off, but I felt good for doing the right thing. I said, man, I can't believe that I let that motherfucker go. I'm telling y'all, anybody that knows me, anybody that really has grown up with me, y'all know that I'm Petty Murphy on shit like that. Y'all know I'm Petty Murphy on shit like that. And I'd have been like, hell yeah, nigga, I want my spot. Fuck wrong with you. Fuck you think this is. That's what I would have said. And been like, yeah. Next time, nigga. That's exactly what I would have been on. But I'm telling you, I was really proud of myself that I did that and that I was just good with it and I let that shit go. And even after, as I'm getting dressed, putting on my shit, I'm just like, I definitely did the right thing because what? It's just a parking spot. And had that white boy really turned up on me, I'd have fucked around and laid that white boy down. That'd have been the worst day of his life. And the last moments of his on earth would have been this black nigga standing over me with a G17 saying, see, bitch, next time when you get to heaven, don't you take nobody's parking spot, nigga. So yes, I've grown. I have evolved to yet another level, or I'm just becoming an old man and some of this shit ain't worth it. Either way, I'm glad to be here and to be in the space that I'm in. So with that being said, let's go ahead and let's get this show cracking. This show shouldn't be long. It should be fairly easy, fairly quick. I just wanted to do something because I saw some very good teachable moments in this show, in this video footage that I'm going to break down. So I really wanted to do this because of that, because I think that some people can really learn some stuff from this. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and show this video, and then I'm going to, oh, I forgot I got the story too. I can read the story real quick because it's short. But we're going to read the story, break down the video, and that would have been good. It would be all good. Third Cornered Will said it would have been funny if that was your trainer running late and didn't know it was you. Yeah, that would have been. Yep. So she said, when I grow up, I want to be just like Brian. I'm not that grown yet. He would have got a brick through that window. Right? Hey, look, I will say this because our park is still on that level. So I had to go down the stairs, in the garage because there's only 2 flights or 2 stories rather. So I had like a couple flights of stairs. So I had to go down. I had to go past his car to go down there. I sure looked at that car like I should fuck his shit up, but I was like, no, I ain't on that. So let's go ahead and let's read. Excuse me. Let's read. Y'all see I still got some of this shit left, but it's all good. So, I didn't take the picture, did I? I didn't save the picture. Hold up. Wait. Let me see if I can show y'all this. Yeah, I can actually. I can just do it right here. Ha ha. Ha ha. All right, so I'm going to show y'all this picture. Now, this actually happened, I think, last year or maybe actually 2 years ago. So some of y'all may know this story and some of y'all may not. But I wanted to break this down. I'm gonna read this story real quick so that we can pretty much get the gist of what happened, and then I'm gonna go through the breakdown. And if you guys got any questions, we'll do that part 2. So this woman right here, her name is Ansley Pacheco. And Ansley Pacheco is an Instagram model and OnlyFans star. Yeah, so we know what she does. Right. She got that box out there on display for the people who want to pay. There it is. That rhymes. I should be a rapper. So here's the story. Model mom, OnlyFans star, model mom. Right. Yeah, okay. She is married though, so I got to give her that. OnlyFans star 26 opens fire on 2 burglars armed with Uzis who attacked her husband and son. All right, so let's go ahead and read it. And this was in October of 2020. So Miami mom defended her child and her husband after burglars burst into their home and opened fire. Ansley Pacheco, a 26-year-old model, protected her family from 2 burglars who burst into their house. The robbers, who were armed with Uzis, opened fire at Pacheco's husband, but she defended him by firing back. No one was injured in the crossfire. I still don't know how the hell how that happened. But home security footage captured 2 masked burglars armed with Uzis breaking into the house of Instagram model Ansley Pacheco. The incident occurred on October 4th, Daily Mail reveals. At the time, the model mom was in the bedroom of her Hialeah property. I guess that's somewhere in Miami. The robbers burst in through the front door and began shooting at Pacheco's husband, Daniel. I was about to say Danielle. Goddamn, sorry, Daniel, and their guests. In the footage, the young mother can be seen rushing to grab her own pistol from a nightstand. It wasn't her pistol. Before firing back at the armed men. Meanwhile, she can be heard yelling out, "Don't shoot! My son is in here." According to a spokesman from the Miami-Dade County Sheriff's Office, at the time of the crossfire incident, deputies responded to a 911 call of a home invasion at the location. Yeah. And then the lives of everyone in the house were in danger. Ignoring Pacheco's pleas in a bid to protect her child, the burglars began shooting into the bedroom. In an interview with Inside Edition, the model said. And I think that was it. They could have killed me and they could have killed my son. They were shooting right over his head. They didn't care. Most bad guys don't. The security camera also caught the moment when Daniel runs into the bedroom and grabs the gun from his wife's hands. Now that is what happened, and I'll explain to you why. From his wife's hands, with the pistol in hand, Ansley's husband then chases the men outside as they bundle into their getaway car. Describing the terrifying encounter, Daniel told NBC 6. I ran to my wife, grabbed the gun, shot at them a couple of times. I think I hit the car. This is her husband, Daniel Pacheco. Thankfully, no one was injured in the shootout. However, before fleeing the scene, the armed men managed to steal expensive jewelry and watches from the home. Unfortunately, the robbers identified have not been revealed, and the couple claims they have no idea who might want to hurt them. And I think that was it. Yes, it was. So that's pretty much what the news story was back in October. Now, this video here is going to show you exactly what happened, and I'm going to point out some really key things as to how this can happen to anybody. This can happen to anybody, and the thing is, it doesn't matter if you're in a ritzy-ditzy neighborhood like they were in, or if you in the hood. It can happen. So one of the best things is to be prepared for something like this and to know what you're going to do if this happens. So let me make sure. Yeah.
Miami, Florida. Ansley Pacheco is a hugely popular Instagram and OnlyFans model who lives with her husband Daniel and a young son. On a Sunday evening, just before 9 p.m., the Pachecos arrive home in their upscale Miami neighborhood.
It was a complete ordinary day. We actually had ordered pizza and everything to watch the game with all our friends.
There's a knock on the door.
My friend goes and opens the door, and that's when the nightmare starts.
Yep.
My name is Daniel Pacheco.
My name is Ansley Pacheco, and we survived a home invasion and armed robbery.
Now, here's one of the things that I'm definitely going to say right off bat. Y'all have heard me say this plenty of times. For those of you that are concealed carry gun owners, number one, when you decide to carry a gun, my suggestion to you is to, when you're out and about in the streets, carry your gun at all times, keep the gun on your hip. However, when you come home, there are some people, a lot of people, who have the idea or the notion to take their gun and put it away because they're at home. They equate being at home to being safe and something not happening or whatever the case may be. So they want to take that gun off and they want to lock it up, put it up in the bedroom, put it in the safe, whatever the case may be. But that is the last thing you should do. I take my gun off right before I go to bed. And I take my gun off and I put it up, but I have a gun bedside that is waiting. Yes. What up, cuz? That's my cousin right there, Corey, the one who did the shirt. Yeah, baby. Nice shirt, baby. But I take my gun off and I have a gun waiting at my bedside. I just do. So, with that being said, this is one of the main reasons why you should keep your gun on you even when you in your own house. Home for the night, I get it. I'm not one to sit around in my drawers and all that kind of stuff, but I keep my gun on, keep my pants on for this reason specifically. When I get up in the morning, like let's say if it's a Saturday morning or something like that and I done slept in or something, I don't put my pants on right away. However, I do have guns strategically placed so that I'm always around the gun based on the areas that I'm in the most of the time. Places where I spend a lot of time, I keep a gun. Living room, bathroom, studio, garage, wherever the case, there is a gun within a reach or maybe a couple of steps, especially in the spots where I'm vulnerable. Places that you're vulnerable in your house are the bathroom. You in the shitter, you in the shower, whatever the case may be, you're vulnerable. You're in the garage, you're getting your clothes or whatever, taking stuff out the car, your trunk or whatever. You have stuff that you got to realize that, hey, I'm in this area, so I need to make sure that I can get to a gun if something happens. One of the things we used to do, especially being back on the block, when we would be outside chilling, we'd be sitting outside barbecuing, smoking cigars, whatever the case may be. I always kept a gun, or we always kept guns either on us, sitting on the table, or sitting on a chair. They were always close by. What up, Shotty? So it's like those are just, it's the mentality. It's the habit that you need to create because you never know when things can go left. Now, people can look at this and people can see, hey, well, this is it's weird. Maybe it was a setup, whatever the case may be. You want to make sure that you're in a position to where if you have an opportunity to get to a gun, you can do it quickly, very quickly. And when you look at these guys that's in this house, my man that's sitting right here on the couch, had he had a gun right there on his hip, he would have been able to go into action when the opportunity presented itself as soon as he possibly could, as opposed to trying to wrestle with these dudes and going to get the gun out of his girlfriend's hands. So let's keep going.
I see a guy in front of me with a gun,
Lance?
and he tells me to get on the ground. I was shocked. At that moment, you have everything to lose. They got guns, and I realized, oh, we're getting robbed. They were making one of my friends take her jewelry off. The other guy, they were asking him for his jewelry, and they kept on repeating, where's the rest of your jewelry? I thought they were gonna shoot him.
And just as frightening for the Pachecos, their young...
Yep, so you see that gun? Now, that is not an Uzi. He's just getting to what the goddamn whatchamacallit was saying. Unless the other guy got one. That looks like a Glock or a handgun with a drum magazine. 50 shots. That's what it looks like.
son is on the couch as the attackers point their guns. Ansley is in the bedroom when she hears the commotion.
I went straight to the nightstand. I grabbed the gun and I opened my door.
Ansley knows her son is in the other room, but she thinks the assailants won't shoot if they know a child is in the room with her.
There you go. So this is what kind of indicated to me that maybe these people knew her or knew them, because these motherfuckers still shot. So that means that they saw that kid there and they knew that she was fucking lying, and that's why they shot anyway. But just saying.
Apparently, the assailants don't care. Daniel rushes to his wife and grabs the gun from her.
Now, you heard in the story how they said she shot, but she didn't. And let me tell you why she could not shoot. So check this out. That gun that's in the house, that's their home protection firearm or whatever the case may be, it's a 45. And it's a 45 that has what's called a palm safety on it. So number one, first mistake is that she had to rack the slide. That's the first problem. Because racking the slide is taking time away from you to actually be able to shoot somebody. That's why I'm always a keep one in the chamber. Well, people always say this. Well, if you got kids in the house, you don't want to have it in the chamber. Nope. If you got kids in the house, you want to keep your gun secure. You should keep a bullet in the chamber. If you got kids in the house, you take your gun, you put it in a holster, you put it up somewhere safe where they cannot get to it. If the kid is old enough to where they still can get to it, I'm talking like 9, 10, 11, 12, and they know what the fuck a gun is and what a gun does, then it is your job as the adult, as the parent, to teach that kid proper gun safety and how they should not touch that firearm under any circumstances. Now, people will say, yeah, but they're kids and you still don't know. Let me tell you something. My dad explained firearm safety to me when I was about 7, 8 years old. I never, and I mean never, picked up my father's gun or guns without his express permission, his express verbal command. He showed me how to hold it. He showed me how to handle it, but he also taught me to never touch it unless he tells me to. And I never did. I can definitely say that. I never was one that wanted to show my daddy gun to my friends. I was never one to go, look, watch this, boy. Never. I never did that until I started shooting guns and was comfortable with guns. That's the only time that I started saying, yeah, this is a gun, this is how you break it down and all that kind of stuff. But I was a teenager then. I was definitely well equipped and prepared to handle the firearm mentally and physically. I knew it wasn't a toy. So that's my thing. When people talk about keeping one in the chamber, keeping all that, keep a bullet in the chamber, because you never know when you got to shoot, and trying to pull or rack the slide could be the difference between you living or dying, or you getting shot or not getting shot. But she was able to rack the slide. Kudos to her. However, yes, my father was a Chicago police officer for did 30 years. But she couldn't pull the trigger because that 45 was so big, she couldn't get her hand around it to where she could engage the palm safety and the trigger safety in order to shoot the gun. Ain't that some shit? This is one of the reasons why all of these people that are these diehard 45 caliber fans, I get it, but I don't. This is one of the reasons why you should not have a gun that is your house protector or your primary firearm, whatever the case may be, and your girl can't shoot your gun. Just saying.
I see the guy shooting over my son's head and shooting at my wife. I was like, that's it, I gotta do something.
The bullets fired in front of me, and the one behind me, I actually felt the heat of it, which is the one that went through my TV.
See that?
I wasn't scared at the moment. I just knew that I couldn't put the gun down, because then I knew that maybe at that point we would have really been screwed.
The gun she grabbed is my gun. My gun is a 45, which she cannot pull the trigger.
You have to put your hand on the trigger and then at the same time another part on the safety in order to shoot it, and I don't reach.
So that's even more brave of her.
JDO said it's called a grip safety, not a palm safety. Okay, grip safety. How do you engage it? How do you disengage that safety? With your grip or palm? Palm. But I get it, JDO. Grip safety. Yeah, that really matters. There
that
we
gun
go.
knowing that she can't even fire.
As the gunshots fly, chaos erupts.
Now, here's my thing. His buddy is running in the room with him, but he gets the gun. My question now is, bro, why you ain't got your own goddamn gun? I'm just saying. Why you don't have your own gun? You a grown-ass man and obviously was ready to use that one, but you ain't got your own. You got to get your priorities together. Jeez.
Daniel chases the suspects outside.
They start shooting at me. I start shooting at them. They were inside the car. Me was like 10 feet apart.
Now, what's the problem with this? Is that he's running out in the open and he's shooting his gun. Here's the thing. And here's my thing. Whenever you're going to shoot your gun, you should always, and I mean always, try to shoot your gun from a position of cover. If possible. If you can shoot from cover, shoot from cover. He said, try saying palm safety and look cool in the gun store. Like I give a fuck about the guys in the gun store. Boy, y'all heard me talk about that shit before, JDO. Guys in the gun stores do not impress me. Actually, some of your misinformed people that you will run into work in the gun store, especially nowadays. Because of the gun boom that is taking place, some of your most misinformed guys will be in the gun store. So I definitely don't try to impress and or look cool with any of those guys in the gun store. Yeah, no way. Those would be some of the, and you know what? I like the fact that you said that, because a lot of people have that misconception to where people think the guys in the gun stores are the fucking, the schmees. They're the subject matter experts on guns. Bullshit. Bullshit. They are not, don't dare give a gun store guy the credit of being the guy that knows about guns. He is a fucking gun salesman at best 80% of the time. Now, you will run into, especially guys that have been in the business, that got years in the business. The old guy can probably teach you a thing or two about a thing or two. But most guys, young guys, guys in their mid-30s, 20s, whatever the case may be, those guys that are at the counters in those gun stores know just as much as what you can read in a fucking magazine or what their friends have told them on the blogs that they read. They don't have the experience. They don't have the training. They just look the part. They'll have on the cool holsters and all that shit, and they'll look like they know what the fuck they're talking about. But I promise you, those guys, the majority of the time, don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Just saying.
You know, like, open. I could have been dead right now.
Inside, everyone rushes to safety. Ansley's friend runs into the bedroom. Ansley grabs her son.
Smart move.
Once I grabbed him, a big relief, came off my shoulders because I knew that he was okay. So I called 911 and I just told them, please get here fast.
Ansley has no idea if her husband or any of the other guests are still alive.
At that point, I didn't know where my husband was because I know he already had grabbed the gun from me.
Daniel is okay, and so are all the guests. Police arrive, but the suspects are gone.
Yep.
They review the footage and tell Ansley something disturbing.
The guy that was standing at the doorway of the house, he was holding a gun with an extended clip that is called a drum, which is 100 rounds. He could have overpowered everybody in the house. It could have been a massacre.
And that's my thing, which leads me to believe that I think that these people knew them, because most people in that situation, they could have just started shooting people. I'm talking like all of your threats. If I'm the robber, if I'm the bad guy walking into that room, all of my threats are within 3 feet of me, 5 feet. I could have shot guy number 1, guy number 2, and guy number 3, and could have been like, now, where the fuck is the money and the drugs or whatever the fuck I'm coming there to look for? So I will say this: the fact that it's one of, they were fortunate that these guys were either very professional and just wanted to get the jury and didn't want to catch no bodies, or they knew them and just didn't want to kill them. They only wanted to rob them. Very fortunate. Most guys in this situation, they would have just started doing people, especially once the gun came into play. Especially when the guy started to attack the other guys, and they start, once them shots started being fired, they definitely could have made this shit go get real ugly real quick and got to shooting people. Because even them shooting at her, to me, it seemed like with all of those rounds that you had, they could have like shot her and pressed their way, because she did not shoot at them. So that was definitely very fortunate. I'm glad that it turned out the way that it did, when nobody got hurt. You just had some things that were stolen, but this definitely could have been very, very ugly.
The home is riddled with bullet holes, and property damage exceeds $6,000. The guests are robbed of over $100,000 in property, including a watch and a $50,000 gold chain.
I actually asked my husband, do you think they'll come back? You know, what do you think is going to happen now? You know, and he just said, no, don't worry about that.
The couple's son struggles too.
He actually didn't want to stay at the house for a couple days. He was staying at grandparents' house. He's better, and he's been sleeping in his room with a nightlight, but he's okay.
Ansley and Daniel are still processing the shooting.
We watch crimes on television all the time, but when it's happening to you, or when it happens to a close friend or a loved one or whatever, you don't expect it. And I'm just speechless.
It haunts me that they're still out there and we don't know who they are.
But there's one
So I guess my thing, well, let's go ahead and finish it because it's almost done.
thing Ansley and Daniel are certain of: each other.
For life, I'll be grateful for the wife I have. She's a hero to me, and I'm grateful that we're all safe.
I could count on him for anything. He's my best friend.
Police have yet to locate the men who broke into the Pacheco's home. The suspects remain at large.
So I guess my biggest thing is this: from a man's perspective, let me get into my macho shit for a second. From a man's perspective, as a man, you want to be able to protect your family, protect your home. And I'm telling you right now, I know that there was a moment when Daniel had that vulnerable, I can't do shit moment where he felt as though he was at their mercy. You don't want to have that feeling. I don't ever want to have that feeling. I don't. And that's one of the reasons why I say keep your gun on you, wear your gun on you until you're ready to lay down for the night. If you got pants on, keep your gun on. Yes, it may be a little uncomfortable, but if you get yourself a good, well-made holster, get you a really good gun belt, then you will actually be able to feel that holster and you'll have the feeling of that holster and get comfortable to it to where you don't notice it, where you begin to not feel it. Like me, my perfect combination that I like and that I recommend is leather and Kydex. That leather feeling up against your body, it feels comfortable once it's broken in, if it's good leather, and then the Kydex is what holds your pistol firmly, keeps that nice, secured, firm grip to where your gun ain't flopping around. Leather over time will get floppy. It'll get loose because it's so broken in. And if it's not a well-made holster, your gun will flop around in that holster. But when you have that Kydex holds your gun securely. and it gives it a fast and smooth draw. It's the best of both worlds. Leather and Kydex. Kydex holsters are going to give you, all Kydex is going to give you your fastest draw possible. I mean, you talking about like no resistance, nothing to rub up against. That guy is going to be smooth and fast. But Kydex can be uncomfortable to some degree because it's bulky, it's hard, it's molded, it sits a certain way, and that's pretty much it. It's not going to give. Leather and Kydex, you have the leather piece, which is giving and is up against your body and is close to your body. And then you have the Kydex piece, which is firm, which holds your gun securely. So leather and Kydex, you wear it long enough, it will become second nature to you, and you will feel very comfortable with it. I, to this day, still forget at times that I got my gun on, so I got to check. Like, damn, do I got my gun on? I do it. But I've created that habit, and I was intentional on becoming so comfortable with wearing my gun that it's second nature to me. It's second nature to me. I buy my clothes, I dress to where I can actually keep my gun on me at all times. Whether I got on a suit going to church, or whether I just got on some jeans and a t-shirt cutting the grass, whatever the case may be, I make sure that my wardrobe is adjusted to where I can keep a gun on me 24/7. Just saying. So it's like when you look at that whole aspect, you don't want to be in a situation to where you're helpless. Not to say that having a gun is always the best answer to where you can make a move and a gun is going to save you. I always say guns ain't going to necessarily save you, but it's a great tool to have. If the moment presents itself to where you can defend yourself, that's the best tool to have with you. That's pretty much my whole thing with this whole scenario. What happened here, having that gun and being able to defend yourself when the moment presented itself, as opposed to you having to run to your girl's room, to run to your bedroom to get the gun from your girl, you could have had your gun on your hip and literally could have came from that couch, boom, 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 and got it cracking. That's what it is. That's the biggest thing that I saw that was missing from this. Once he ran outside and he chasing them down the street and all that kind of stuff, you just shooting at people down the street. If you don't have any well-placed shots that you can actually make, it's no point. That whole shooting at a car that's driving off and all that kind of shit, if you can't see that target and you can't accurately hit that target, stop shooting just for the sake of shooting so you can say I return fire. A man killed killed somebody like that maybe a month ago or so, where there was an altercation that took place out in the parking lot or something with a guy. They got to fighting. The guys got into a car and drove off, and the guy had his concealed carry, had his gun. He shot at the guys, missed them, and killed, I believe, a little girl. Innocent bystander. Innocent bystander. Going to jail like a motherfucker for it too. Shooting just for the sake of shooting. They were like gone. Like, and that's what the guy who it was a little girl, because he's the guy they interviewed, the little girl's father. And it was just like, he was like, I don't understand why he shot. They were so far away, he could not have hit him. Yeah, a little 9-year-old girl. Yep. And that's what they said. They was like, man, it was gone. There was no reason for him to shoot, but he wanted to shoot for the sake of saying, yeah, I shot at their ass. If you can't stop that motherfucking threat right then and there, don't take no long shot chance of trying to shoot at a car or shoot at somebody that is out of range and is running away from you. Just saying. So you have to keep that kind of stuff in mind when you're in the house. You also need to have contingency plans in place if something does happen. Something goes bump in the night, or it's in the middle of the daytime and somebody kicks in your fucking door. It's like you have to keep that in mind. What happens if that does happen? You gonna try to go scrambling and running for the gun, or do you want to just be able to go to your hip and see what's happening and be able to make a move from there? Those are the things that you have to consider being at home Protecting your family, and like I said, it's one of the moments when you're most comfortable, but also most vulnerable. What happens if you taking a shower late at night and somebody does kick you in the door waving the fofo? What you doing? What you gonna do? Just scream, "Papa, don't hit me no more"? Or do you want to be able to get into a fight, into a gunfight if you need to? What happens if you are in the house and you up late watching the relationship rehab and you hear some niggas lurking about in your garage? You want to go to the gun safe, unlock the gun safe, take the gun lock off the trigger guard, take that lock off. Now I got my gun, call the police, then I go outside? Or do you want to just be able to get your gun and go outside and see what the fuck is going on, hit your light? Those are the things that you have to consider when you're at home and when you're carrying a gun. There's always a tactical approach that needs to be planned out and thought out so that you will know what you're going to do if in the event that this happens. Somebody kicking in that front door, somebody coming into that house. If she wasn't, do y'all realize if she was there by herself, she wouldn't have been able to do shit because she couldn't fire that gun. That's why you want to make sure that you have those people that are in your house, those adults that are in the house, are trained with their firearm that they are comfortable with, that they can use, that they know how to handle in case the event happens. Just like that young boy who was in the house and those people, those young teenagers broke in that house, and the young man had an AR-15, laid the mogs down. That's what you want to be able to do. That's what you want to be able to do. You want to be able to lay him down if it comes to that. I want my son to be able to defend himself. Just saying. I mean, Melvin said he calling me. You can call me. I ain't going to be there. Yes, and put a light on your gun. I said that in that last show I did. That your house gun should definitely have a light on it. Definitely have a light on the gun, because it's so much easier as opposed to you trying to find a gun, search for a light, grab a light. The odds of you being in a situation where you're in a low light situation are more likely than to be in a broad daylight situation. Just saying. You have that light on your gun. Like I said, my two recommendations are Surefire and Streamlight. Great lights. And there's some other ones that's out there. Do your research. Find out what works best for you. But I'm just telling you, you want to be in a situation where if you do need a flashlight, you ain't got to go digging around for one, hoping that the batteries don't go out in this one, or hoping that this one is going to be able to light the way. A gun light is going to have enough intensity, enough lumens in it to where it can light up an area. Now, if you want to get fancy and get into knowing how to go into a room and clear a room and flash that light, seeing what's going on and acquiring those targets and all that kind of stuff, that comes with going and signing up for those classes and getting that training. But it just anybody who's carrying a gun, you should definitely have a gun in your home that has a light on it, or even if your everyday carry can have a light on it, that's the gun that you use when you're in your house. The other reason why you need to have a light is because everybody that's lurking about in and around your property ain't always a bad guy. It could be your son. It could be your son's friend. It could be your wife. It could be your brother. It could be your cousin. You want to be able to identify those targets first before you just wind up shooting the wrong person. I can't tell you how many times I've seen stories of fathers shooting their sons, fathers shooting their brothers, whatever the case may be, accidentally shooting their children, shooting their daughters, coming into the house late at night, and they thinking they got a bad guy and not knowing what to do and making the wrong choice. Just saying. So, with that being said, if anybody got any questions or anything, go ahead and put that in the chat. I'll try to answer those. We're going to wrap it up. We're going to get on up out of here. I hope that you guys can really take this scenario and take this information and apply it to yourself and use it so that you know that, hey, if something does happen, you're a little bit more prepared for this situation if it occurs. Just saying, because like I said, especially in today's world and in today's times, man, it's getting so bad with the crime and all that kind of stuff. These people are going to stop robbing these stores and they're going to start robbing your houses. What do I think about having an AR pistol? Great question. Here's my thing about an AR pistol. AR pistols are cool as far as having the ability to have something that's some really good firepower, some really good stopping power in the home or in your truck or whatever the case may be. However, when it comes to accuracy, they're not going to give you that accuracy when it comes to distance. Also, AR pistols, unless they have a suppressor on them, they are extremely loud. And when you're in a gunfight, that first boom, second boom, or you got a 30-round magazine that has 30 rounds in it, 30 booms from an AR pistol is extremely loud. Deafening sounds. So, in my opinion, I probably, because I have a short barrel rifle, I got an SBR. So I did the whole tax stamp thing and all that good stuff. You know, I weighed the option of an AR pistol, even like an AR pistol chambered in 300 blackout, subsonic rounds, and all that good stuff. However, with just the overall efficiency of that gun, the gun that I have, my rifle, is more universal. It's short barrel enough for close quarters. I got optics on it so that I can stretch out a little bit to get to that 300-yard range if I need to, or close to it. I could probably get out to about 5 now because I got a magnifier on there. But I weighed the options and I chose to get that because I wanted to have a suppressor on my AR-15 to where I could use it for different scenarios. So yes, if I'm in the house, I'm trying to clear my house, or I'm in a small area or enclosed area, or what we call CQB, close quarters combat. If I'm in that situation, I can actually go around and I can see what's happening. I got a light on it, all that good stuff. And I got that suppressor. So if I don't have ear protection, hearing protection on, and I shoot that gun, it's just gonna be some nice pops. It's not gonna be some deafening sounds coming from my gun that's gonna render me deaf. It's not gonna happen. So that's just one of the things that I've said that I see about those AR guns. AR pistols, they have a place, I guess, but I would say as a primary weapon, I wouldn't recommend it unless you're only using it for close quarters and you got your red dot on there, your optic on there so that you can do that. Brian, tell what that stamp means. So the tax stamp essentially just saying because you can have a suppressor and you can a silencer, whatever, silencer, suppressor, silencer. You can't have a silencer. You can't have a short barrel rifle on a gun without having it registered with the ATF, and which you get a tax stamp for both of those items. So I got 2 tax stamps. I got one for my silencer and I have one for my short barrel rifle. And those tax stamps are just basically saying that I've registered this firearm and this silencer with the ATF, and they know that I have it. Now, the odds of me having to produce that tax stamp would only be in a situation where if I'm having some issue with law enforcement or I need to use my gun and I hurt somebody, whatever the case may be, and then I would have to produce that tax stamp. But that's pretty much what it is. And you're just basically paying to have the ability to carry that short barrel rifle and to carry that silencer on your gun. That's pretty much what it is. So that's that's pretty much what it is. I like it. I love my suppressor. I got that Surefire with the teeth on the end of it, with the thumper on it, so you can I can break glass, or I could really put somebody out, or I could jug somebody with it, or whatever the case may be. I do like it. I have a broom handle type of foregrip on it, so I can hold it, I can ram it, I can hit people with my gun. I can do a lot of things with that short barrel rifle. So I definitely like the versatility that my rifle affords me. So, any other questions? You ain't got no palm grip. Let's see. So is that good? Yep. All right. Any other questions? I don't think so. If you do, you can definitely hit me up in the chat. I mean, not in the chat, but in the comment section. I definitely try to answer those. Was it somebody who asked me something and I was supposed to answer them? I think I did already. I think I did. Yeah. Yep. He said no need for a suppressor for home defense. Its use in combat is to hide your shots. No, that's not correct. 77 man 77. You should have a suppressor in your house on your gun for especially with your rifle, because of how loud that rifle is. It's not about hiding your shots per se in the house, but it's definitely for you being able to listen and hear and communicate once you fired that gun. Because if you got especially an AR pistol or short barrel rifle and you don't have a silencer on that gun, trust and believe it is going to make a loud noise. Very loud. So I'm just saying, I would definitely recommend that you can get it, It may take you a while to get it, but you definitely need to have that, because if you bust that gun in that house, in them closed quarters, in that close setting like that, trust me, it's going to make a lot of noise and you ain't going to be able to hear shit. So, I got to tell, shout out to Brandon, hit your boy with $50. Thank you so much. I appreciate it for one of my faves. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And also give a shout out to Nikki. Hit your boy up. Hold on, let me see. Nikki, hit your boy up with $5. Hey, y'all hit that Cash App. I know I ain't been saying it because I just been so into the show, but man, hit that Cash App. I appreciate y'all. And that PayPal. But yeah, I mean, that's tomato. Hey man, it's opinions. That's all it is. But I'm just giving you the pros and cons as to having it and why you should have it, as opposed to just not having it. I'm not trying to hide my shot per se, being in that situation, but if I'm in the house, I don't want to have my family going deaf to where they can't hear me giving them instructions or commands, and I don't want to be able to not hear, or because I mean, your hearing is definitely something that you need in the event you're in a shootout. Just saying, it is definitely something that you need in the event that you're in a shootout, because you may need to have your family do something, you may need to have your wife do something, or somebody else to do something, and them not being able to hear them, or you not being able to hear them because the sounds or the rounds from your gun has pretty much made you go deaf. That matters. So, just saying. But like I said, everybody else, you do what you feel you need to do, and whatever makes you comfortable and confident in your setup is what you should do. Just make sure that you know what you're doing, know why you're doing it, and remember that you are responsible for every bullet that leaves your gun. That's it. He said, I'm a vet, just giving you my training expertise. Oh no, it's no problem at all, man. It's just a discourse. But I will say this, and I've had this conversation with a couple of my Army buddies, or just military period in general. How many times has there been a standard practice in the military that has occurred over time, and then the military realized, damn, we've been doing this wrong, and they changed it? Yeah. Let's see how honest you're gonna be with that, especially you being a vet. So that means you got some years in the service. How many times or for how long has there been? Yes, indeed. Thank you. There's been plenty of standard practice in the military. Hey, this is what we do. This is how we do it. That's it. And then it'll take either a lot of friendly fire and people dying, or it'll take somebody to say, hey, man, here's a better way to do this shit that'll save money, save time, and save lives. And then they'll say, holy shit, yeah, you're right, let's change. It's just like one of the things, and I can give you a prime example of that, of how just because you have something that's standard practice in the military or even in law enforcement, period, doesn't mean it's the best thing. Case in point, good old-fashioned Columbine. Everybody remember Columbine, right? You remember Columbine? Those officers that arrived on that scene first, you know what they did? They followed standard procedure. And what standard procedure was at that time in Columbine is once you get on site and there's an active shooter, you are to establish a perimeter and set up a command. That's what they did. As they pulled up and as they got out, they literally were they were literally hearing the shots live. Bang, 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 bang. And what they chose to do, following standard procedure, is they actually set up a perimeter and established a command post as the other officers arrived. How many lives could that have saved? And it took Columbine to change, decades of standard operating procedure that had been in place. It took Columbine for them to change it to where when we had our active shooter training, it was specifically brought up. Columbine was mentioned and specifically said, you never wait when you hear bangs. As long as you hear bangs, you're what they call dynamic. You're moving through and going towards the bangs. That's what you do. You're clearing as you can go, but you're moving towards, you're looking, basically just looking. You're not even like stopping and clearing each room. When you hear bangs, you go towards the bangs. That's what you do. So keep that in mind. There are things that happen that are in military and in law enforcement. There are a lot of great, and I mean great, tactical maneuvers that you can do and that you can use. However, in certain situations, standard operating procedure or things that have been done over the years, over the decades, those things that are in place doesn't mean that they're necessarily the best thing. They're just sometimes the thing that people have done until they found a better way to do them. So just keep that in mind. So, yep. And that's one of the reasons why I always talk to people about when we just wrapping it up and getting back to the gun store guys. Those gun store guys, you might get some of those guys that are old vets and old Army vets. So I was in the Army for 42 years. I did 8 tours in World War II, whatever the case may be. I hear you. But there's so much more that has advanced in just tactical training and in firearm training and in just firearms period today that wasn't done years ago. And it's like definitely had a huge impact in today's world on lives, safety, and all sorts of other different things. So always have an open mind to listen to how to do something a little bit better and a little something different. Always keep an open mind to that. That is definitely one of the things I learned. I love talking to the old vets. Those guys got a lot of knowledge and a lot of experience, but I definitely like listening to new young radicals that have good ideas and different approaches, because you never know what you can learn that can change the way that you either perform or operate, or what you learn new could save your life or someone else's. So just keep that in mind. Yes, exactly, 77. Combat is situational, and it's different for everybody. There is no set way to just do certain things. There are certain times where you have to have when you have certain things in your mind to say, hey, this is something that, I maybe need to learn how to do because I never know I may be in that situation. Like that, I talked about how that police officer who got shot going up to that door, and because he got shot in his right arm, he literally lost control of his shooting, his dominant hand. And because he didn't have his gun out, he couldn't even draw his gun because he was shot. Had he had his gun out, he potentially could have switch hands and been able to shoot with his offhand. So just saying. But we can do that, and we can go on and play Monday morning quarterback all day. But I hope that you guys can watch this and see the thing that I was really trying to point out is just basically being just as prepared as you are out in the streets, being that same way in the house, at home, at your boy's house, at your mama's house, at your cousin's house, at a hotel, whatever the case may be. So always be prepared and always be ready to get into the fight, stay in the fight, and don't give up. So let's see another example for you, Brian. The Los Angeles bank robbery shootout. Yep, when police only had pistols and shotguns, they tried to take out full body armor. Yes, the heat move. Oh my God. If y'all have not seen that, you should watch it. You should definitely watch it. The Los Angeles bank robbery, that shit was like, if you ever seen the movie Heat, that shootout is pretty much what happened in real life. Those guys were out there with fucking shotguns and pistols, and their fucking adversaries have fucking full automatic fucking rifles. Definitely something to see. The Miami shootout. Was it in Miami? Did it happen in both? I know Heat was shot. That was done in Miami, but did they have two in different ones, or was it in Miami instead of Los Angeles? I don't know. But if you can Google that shit and look and see that shit's crazy. That shit is crazy. It was Los Angeles. Okay. Yeah. But yes, that's why I believe all police officers in today's world, they should have an AR-15 in that vehicle. Just saying. LA and Miami or another shootout in Miami. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. But definitely they should. All right, guys. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I hope that this video helps somebody become a better version of themselves. I am Brian Redmond. This is the Relationship Rehab and the United Guns of America. Thank you to those who went over to the UGOA just to watch and subscribe and give me a thumbs up. If you're watching this on the replay, please feel free to hit that like button and to donate via PayPal or Cash App. And I will tell you guys what we're going to be doing with the Relationship Rehab shirt. Let me go and get that out the way. Yeah, buddy, we're going to have them Relationship Rehab shirts getting on deck soon. So, yep, y'all will be able to get them joints. Appreciate everybody. Thank you, guys. I love y'all. Till next time, peace, and I'm out. Remember, it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. I love y'all. Peace. What's going on, everybody out there in the internet world? It's me, Brian Redmond, also known as the Relationship Rehab, and I need you to do two things. What are those two things? Subscribing to both my channels. I need you to go to the Relationship Rehab, subscribe to that channel, and then I need you to go to United Guns of America and go to that channel. Now you may be asking, why would I do that, Brian? Because it's two of the hottest channels on the internet. Come over there, give me your thoughts, give me your opinions, have conversations, because that's what it's all about. We talk about some of everything: politics, relationships, guns, law enforcement, community also,
stuff.
Shout out
anything
to
that's happening,
Michael
I'm
Gibson
willing to
for
have a
the $10
conversation about
donation.
it. So
Thank you, man.
come on
Appreciate
over.
it.
You don't got nothing else to lose, and
Oh,
you ain't got
yes.
nothing else to do.
You did.
So come to my channel,
Hold on.
subscribe ASAP, and join in
come
on the
back to
fun.
that.
Twice the
going
entertainment,
nowhere.
2
Ain't
channels,
going.
twice
Ain't
the
going.
fun. Come on and have a funky good time with your boy. Peace, and I'm out.
I knew it was somebody that did ask me something, and he hit your boy up with a payment for it. So let me do this. So what my man Michael asked me about, let me read this. Michael Gibson, he asked me, he says, best low profile plate carrier or brand. So I can tell you that because I actually have a plate carrier, and I love my plate carrier. It is definitely one of my best investments. Let's see. Yes, it is so for my plate carrier, my plates rather. So you got to get two. It's two different things: plate and then your plate carrier. So my plate, I got them from AR 500. They are the armor plate carriers. So they have the armor plates. I pulled them out before. Where is? Oh, it's all wheel. Is it in there? No, it is. Yeah, it is over there. But my plate carrier got the armor the AR plates in them, and I tell you this, the carrier that I got, oh, what was the name of it? Dang it! Oh wait, I can look at it in my email, but I can give you that name of that too. But yes, the armor AR 500 plates, they're good. They got different types on there. They got the standard ones, the ceramic ones, and the actual metal ones that you put like in the military. But mine is actually rated for everything up to a 308. So mine will take an AK, AR-15, 300 blackout, all the pistols. And then, like I said, the only thing that can penetrate that would be the 308. 308. So definitely, let's see, plate carrier. I can tell you the brand of that as well. But yeah, I got AR 500 armor. That's who I got the plates from. And then you could try either you could try 511. 511, they're expensive, but they make good shit. 511 are good plate carriers. And who was the other place that I got my plate carrier from? I can't think of the name of it. But if you email me, I'll definitely give it to you. Oh, the place that I got it from was RMA Armament. They were the ones that sold the plates, that sold me my AR 500 plates. And then I cannot find the whatchamacallit, the plate carrier brand. And it's a good plate carrier brand. It's one of the ones that that it was affordable, it was good, and it was definitely one that I could, that actually was durable. It hasn't come apart on me or anything like that. Because that's the thing, you don't want to buy a cheap one, because that cheap one is gonna unravel. Your plates might, fall out. It may not hold your plates good enough, and you want to have something that's gonna be comfortable, good padding, because those plates, and trust me, those plates are heavy, doc. And especially like when you're training, you want to make sure that you got something that is good enough to where you can hang on to it, and hold on to it, and it's going to be comfortable. Yeah, I can't find the name of the plate carrier. Email me, Michael, if you're watching this, and I will definitely find it for you. But definitely, RMA Armament, they have the AR 500 plates. They are really good. They make quality shit. They have the curvature in the plate and all that good stuff, but they are definitely good plates. He said, plate AR 500 plate is not ceramic. AR 500 cheaper, but ceramic is lighter. Yeah, right. That's correct. That is correct, JDO. So plates that's the actual metal, that's the steel. But the ceramic one, like I said, they hold up to a 308, and they're lighter. I didn't want to carry around steel on the front and the back because that shit is heavy, and I'm just not like out in the Middle East in a war zone. If you're in a war zone, I get it, but if you're not, hey, that's just like when people ask me about optics. Yeah, you can go and spend shit, thousands of dollars on a fucking Trichicon, or getting one of what's the other one? I can't think of the other one too. The other optic that's expensive as hell, that works in 30 below zero or 200 degrees out in the desert. The one that the military has. You can go and get that shit if you want to, but if you're not in an active war zone and need it every day or using it every day, man, you can go and get you a good simple red dot. Get you a simple what's the one that I have? I have a Romeo made by Sig. Great. Hasn't failed, hasn't messed up on me or nothing. Just great. So I think that there's a line that can be drawn when it comes to getting the high end military grade shit, and then getting stuff that's going to work for your everyday urban assault guy that might just be in a bad situation in the hood or in their neighborhood or whatever the case may be. So glad I saw that. So shout out to you, Mike. If you got any other questions, man, please feel free to email me. I don't mind help you out, and I can even send you the place that I got my stuff from. If you want that, let me know when you're ready to buy something. I'll send you my links to that, and you can go ahead and order what you want. But you can definitely go onto those websites, and you can see what they got and what they have available and pick from there. So thank you guys. Till next time, peace, and I'm out. I'm glad I caught that, boy. I tell you. He says I take Bitcoin. Just saying. JDO, boy, you tripping.